Okay, 10.7 is the last one that's just a little weird. We're relating secants and tangents, so new words. You've seen secant before when we did like the flipped SOHCAHTOA, but a secant line just means that it's like a chord, but it keeps going past the circle. A chord would stop right here, but a secant goes outside. And then you've got a tangent line, remember, that touches a chord at one point, or the circle at one point, so that's your tangent. And the formula to relate these two things together is right here. So it's basically, if I take the whole thing times just, let me erase all this. If I take the whole thing, so this guy right here, times this guy right here, so same line, just smaller piece and bigger piece, it will equal this piece times itself, or squared. It also works that if you have like if you have a circle with two secant lines, then you can say that this whole piece times its outside piece will equal this whole piece times its own outside piece. So you can rewrite this as another whole times external if you have two secants. So let's try an example problem. For this one here, we've got a tangent line and a secant line. And this right here is our external piece. So the whole secant line, that whole thing, is 3x plus 2 plus 18. And the external piece is just the 18. So if you notice here, that right there is the only part that goes outside the circle. And then on the other side, we've got our tangent that we're going to times by itself. So 24 squared, because there's no inside and outside. And let's just simplify this a little bit. So 3x plus 20 to make your lives a little easier. So when you go through and distribute the 18 to both pieces, we're going to end up getting 54x plus 360 equals, and that I gotta do in my calculator. You get 576. And it's just solving for x, so subtract the 360. Let's see, 216. And then divide the 54. So we get x equaling 4. And look back at the directions. Is that it? No, we've got to find FG. And if you look at our picture, F to G, so F to G was just this equation. So we've got FG equals 3x plus 2, but we know x is 4. And I'm showing all my work, but I know you guys can do some of that in your head. So FG is 14. Okay, let's try another example just because these are kind of the weird ones, so you want lots of practice on the ones that have formulas, so you memorize the formula and memorize and memorize and memorize. So the next one here, oops, I drew a little much. Okay, so this one here has another tangent line and the whole secant line. And this piece right here is the external part. So setting up my formula, I have the whole secant line, 5 plus x plus 4. So again, that's this piece plus this piece is the whole thing, times just the outside part, external. And then tangent, we have a tangent, so you're just going to times it by itself. So that means x plus 6. And instead of putting squared, I'm going to put just another parentheses. It's a little easier with these. So this is x plus 9 when you simplify that. And then I'm just going to rewrite everything else. So if you had written this as x plus 6 originally, make sure you write it right now as x plus 6. So that when you distribute, you can see all the pieces you have to connect. So we get, let's see, x squared plus 9x plus 4x plus 36 equals x squared plus 6x plus another 6x plus 36. Make sure you times those last pieces, 6 times 6. And you can start to add like terms. So x squared plus 13x plus 36 equals x squared plus 12x plus 36. And we can get rid of the x squared. And it's just getting rid of stuff at this point. So 13x plus 36 equals 12x plus 36. Go ahead and subtract a 36 on each side. So you get 13x equals 12x plus 0. And if you subtract 12x to both sides, x equals 0, which is fine. You can get a negative x, you can get a decimal x, all those work. And when you get x is 0, look back. Do we have to do anything else? Oh yeah, find ED. So if you look back here, ED, E to D, what's that? So ED is x plus 6, which is 0 plus 6. So ED is 6. And then just a note on this section, sometimes you're going to have x squareds that don't cancel out. So remember, if you have like x squared over here and 2x squared over here, you want everything on one side equaling 0 before you can factor. So like x squared plus 3x plus 4. I don't even know if that works, but just know everything has to be on one side before you can factor and hippo butt. And if you need help with the factoring, just let me know and I'll help you with that.